Why does your nose run and your feet smell? Talk about ass backwards. You know what? I must have done probably 100 to 150 demo videos through this amp back in the early days when I first started my channel. All of my old pedal demos and gear demos, just pretty much all of my demos that I did were done through this amp. The reason being is because, you know, pedal demos in particular, it's got a, you know, given what it is, it actually has a really, really kick-ass clean channel on it. I mean, like, phenomenal. The Diavlo series amps from Randall were designed by the legendary amp designer Mike Fortin, you know, who of course has worked for Randall for, you know, forever now, seemingly. You know, Mike Fortin's the guy that designed all of their, you know, I think he's designed all the Kirk Hammett signature amps. He designed the Thrasher, the old Old England signature, Satanist when it was still in production. You know, Mike Fortin designed all of those, among many, many others, and that's not even getting into his own line of Fortin amps and pedals that are also really, really popular on the market, particularly among metalheads. Now, this amp was designed, you know, again by Mike Fortin to offer the customer base a more affordable option of a Mike Fortin design than, you know, all those other models that I just mentioned, which are all really, really expensive and I believe, you know, American-made products. These are made overseas and you know, a very, very good compromise in my opinion. You know, if you're looking to get into a Fortin design amp without the you know, the gigantic price tag, this is a really, really good place to start. Lots of different options that this amp comes in, both head and combo. Combos aren't quite as prevalent as they once were, but the heads, you can get them, I think, you know, all the way down as small as a 1 watt, and you know, you can get them all the way up as big as a 100 watt head, which I believe is a 3-channel amp, and then in the middle, I think there's a 5, the 20, of course, and I believe a 45 watt. The 20 and the 45, I believe, are pretty much the exact same preamps. You know, it's just a matter of you know, the power section is a little bit different, and all the knobs and everything else on are pretty much the same. I've always really liked Randall amps, and I've always been, you know, and I've owned this amp now for 5 or 6 years, and I've enjoyed it very, very much, and I hope that you will understand why when you hear the demo. You know, again, a magnificent clean channel, onboard effects loop, comes with the foot switch. You know, and plenty of power on board. It's a perfect little studio amp for me. I've even gigged with it a couple of times in some small clubs. A lot of people are a little hit or miss on these amps. Some people really like them. Some people, you know, some people are kind of lukewarm on them. And I'll be honest, they do seem to have some reliability issues from time to time. Sometimes they just go out. You know, all of a sudden the output dropped on mine once. A couple of years ago, but it was also something that, you know, my amp tech was able to knock out and take care of for me very quickly and, you know, very affordably. So they're not perfect, but in my opinion, still really, really awesome. Let's check out the range of all the controls going into a Wall of Sounds virtual cabinet. This week's music plug is none other than the newest album from one of my all-time favorite bands, Five Finger Death Punch. The new record is called Afterlife. They've already got a couple singles released on it, and it is mooey awesome. If you happen to like Five Finger Death Punch, like all of their other stuff that I've heard sounds really modern. It's really heavy and really just pounds you in the chest. I absolutely love this band. This isn't my favorite album of theirs that I've ever heard, but it's definitely a good one. If you're a Five Finger Death Punch fan, you definitely need to go check it out. If you're not a Five Finger Death Punch fan, you ought to go check it out anyway, just to say that you did. And if you never heard Five Finger Death Punch before, you definitely need to go check it out and see if they hook you as quickly as they hooked me, because I think they will if you're a metal fan. There it is, the Randall RD20H Diavlo series head in all its glory. Again, I have owned this head for several years, and it has served me very well. I've been very pleased with it, and honestly, I don't know why we don't see more of them out there. Links down in the description. Comment down below all the other YouTube stuff that we always talk about. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video.